The Only Leeds Bros Show.
Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Only Leeds Bros for the match reaction. Can't believe I'm saying this. Leeds United 7, Cardiff City 0. We're joined by Jamie Edwards, a Leeds fan who lives in Cardiff. Jamie, thanks very much. I'd say you had a good day today, giving a bit of slagging to the Welsh.
Yes, mate. I've taken my dogs for a walk and I wore my Leeds shirt with pride. And they just literally just walked the other way and pretended they couldn't see me and just walked off. But honestly, lads, I know we'll get into it, but what a day! Well, that's probably one of the best performances I think I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But just sensational. But we'll probably touch on that anyway. But I wasn't jealous at all of you boys, Ellen Road. But yeah, honestly, amazing. Simply just outstanding stuff.
Yeah, well, it was unbelievable. It's still like we obviously got back last night and this morning Dylan came down to me again and we're just having a chat. And we're like, we just can't believe that happened yesterday. We just, like, no one predicts that stuff, like, never. And we went to the game with a guy that we know a while. We have a video with Mick Fard. I'm not sure if you've seen it, Jamie, but we were sitting beside him. And when we were 6-0 up, he goes, geez, I wonder when's the last time like we scored 7 at Elland Road. And he was thinking back and he goes, do you know, it was that time you bet Southampton in 1972 and I was at the game. Bang, 7-0, just as he finished, I was at the game, and the 7-0, so yeah, it was mad, 53 years apart, and yeah, he was at both of them games, and I was like, you'd be lucky to see another scoreline like that in
was that the game when they, like, sorry to cut in there, was that the game where they just literally just they did about 20 odd passes, didn't they? They strung it all together. There's a clip of us being 7-0, and I think we are literally taking the mick at the end. We're literally knocking the ball, we're flicking it over our heads, we're doing all these little flicks and stuff, but yeah, it's just, I can't stop smiling all day. I said to my partner, I was kind of waiting for Antons to pop out and be like, hey, you got you.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like at times, like, it was just like a training game, didn't it, Jamie? Like, it felt like it could have been more as well. I think that's what the mad thing is. Like, it could have been more. Like, I was watching it back again today and even felt at the time, like, it could have easily been 10, and then I watched it back today, some of the chances that, like, we did miss as well. Like, there was Piroe's one past the post as well. Ramazani had a good chance as well down at the cop end. Like, it could have been more, Jamie. That it's mad, isn't it? Like, how a team like that can be better. I suppose we've seen Forest doing the same thing. When's the last time you've probably seen something like that? 2 teams winning 7-0 on the same day. Like, so yeah, crazy. It was absolutely crazy stuff. But Dylan's still a little bit wrecked there beside me. Like, it was just a great day of football. It's probably hard to pick, Jamie, but out of that team yesterday, for you, who stood out, or is it just simply too hard to pick?
Do you know what? I was thinking about this earlier, and I thought there's probably a case for most of them, all the players. I know Melia didn't have a lot to do, so you can sort of take him out of the equation, but they were 10. I think you could put a case for all of them. Personally, for me, I think Piroe. I thought he was great. I knew Dillo would love that. When I had that, when prepared for Dillo just to keep him happy. But honestly, I just thought him drop the way he dropped back, and he held the ball off, and he just give it off to like Nonto, someone who could actually play with the ball. I thought that was the link-up play, and it was like Norwich away, wasn't it? Norwich at home in the playoff. That's what it reminded me of. Where he beat them 4-0, and he just put that performance in. But I'd say Piroe or even Junior Firpo, I thought he offered us something different down the left. I thought he was really, him and Solomon, I felt really felt for the right back. I think he's going to need therapy or something after, because I just thought it was they were a hell of a time. But to be honest, lads, you probably think different. You've probably got some boys yourself that you think, oh yeah, they were good, they were great, but very hard to pick one off the top of my head. I think there's a case for most of them.
Yeah, that's it. Look, and that's probably for the first time in the season, and probably the first time under Daniel Farke, where there's so many different, because even coming home when we're travelling back to Dublin, we were talking to a few lads, everyone was saying our man of the match was different. Like, it was never just, because usually you kind of have one or two and you'd kind of sway. Like, everyone was saying, no, like, Fairbairn had a great game. James thought Aronson was brilliant. Piroe done great as well. Remember, we were going to sit in our seat and I was talking to Mick, who was sitting beside us, and we seen a starting lineup and we were saying, oh, Piroe again. I can't believe he's gone with Piroe. Like, he's been shite the last 3 games. And then he goes out and puts a performance like that, 2 goals, and he was just outstanding in the match. But yeah, I agree with you. I thought Fairbairn was very, very good. 3 assists as well. It was nice to see him back in there, Jamie, wasn't it? just not that Byram wasn't giving it to us. It was just we didn't have it on the left hand side. Like he's defensively consistent, solid, but you could see Junior Firpo what he gives us going forward, and that's something a little bit different, isn't it?
That's it, lads. Yeah, I mean, like Byram's done nothing wrong this season, but you just want that balance down the left, don't you? And Firpo going forward, you can't. I'm surprised, to be honest, at what he's been like this season. I know he was quite good for us last season as well, but I had memories of him in the Premier League, and they weren't great. But credit where credit's due, he's really come in and formed. And what I really like in lads is off the top of a little bit the squad togetherness. When Joseph scores and when Monto scored, you can see them all really buzzing for each other, and that's just the recipe for a great team, isn't it? A successful team, which is just like
happy for each other, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more as fans, can you? You know, you're just happy and you just think, oh, that's really nice to see them all getting together and hugging each other, and because there's a lot of teams who don't probably there's players in the teams they don't get on with each other, but it's great to see that they all seem to have a good rapport going on. So yeah, like, just happy with how it's going, and I said I don't think you could find any faults with that yesterday. If you can, then fair play, but I can't.
Or the same. Dillo, pass it over to you. Who was yours?
Lads, I just look. I have to put it out there first and foremost. The stick that I've been given to certain individuals in the team, and not so much Daniel Fark, but his decision making. But yesterday he shut me up big time, big time. Going to a man of the match situation. Very, you say, harsh to kind of pin it on someone, considering that was a real. That sounds very cringy when I say this. Team effort. Every 11 and subs that did come on made an impact. Everyone was on it. It was great to see that kind of humble in each individual. Even Nando getting his goal. It was just great to see players come out of their shell and not to be worrying. But for us as fans, 7-0. That goes down in history, lads. Really does. And it'll make it that even a little bit more sweeter if we get promoted at the end of the year. Remember that time we won 7-0. For me, it's a special one because as well as that, I was at it. Obviously, Darren was at it. Darren's wife and our cousin, Lynette. So for me, it was just outstanding. If I'm going to pin a man of the match, it's hard, isn't it, to be honest? I'd probably give it to DJ, if I'm being honest.
He's brilliant.
But it's very harsh to kind of give it to someone. I can't pinpoint someone that was outstanding. But another one as well, Rotwell, lads. When Rotwell gets that ball, he's just so fluent in the middle of the park, and he's gone. And it's kind of just attack. And I like Gruev, don't get me wrong, but it's more of a defensive thing. And then another thing, going back to the Burnley game, I was livid with Ampadu's performance, the way that we kind of went out knowing that we were going to go for the draw.
It was chalk and cheese, wasn't it?
But considering we got the point, now it seems like a great point after 7 goals after going in. So, yeah, I'm just, from now to the rest of the season until I see another either big mistake or a bad performance, I'll comment on it. But for now, I'm just gonna shut me mouth now because that put me in my place.
Yeah, and I think like what Dylan's touching on there, Jamie, is like it was chalk and cheese to the Burnley one. The Burnley one, obviously, you could see we struggled in the final third. Lacked creativity, no real chances. And then yesterday, everything happened, didn't it? It was like every time we went forward, we looked like we were going to score. But I think probably the big thing is for me is like at home at Elland Road, we see a totally different Leeds side, don't we? We see a Leeds side with the shackles allowed being let off them and, go and play football and go and express yourselves. And that's what I love about this team. And there's times that you feel like that Farke can do that. And I think he alluded to that after the Burnley game that he didn't see enough in front of goal. But my God, he made up for it yesterday, didn't he? Big time. Because even the goals that we played, when you look at it 7-0, but we actually look at the individual goals, like from Dan James, brilliant run through the middle to be not greedy in that position. I think probably anyone else shoots and tries to have a pop and gets a goal there. He has the calmness to pull it back in to Aronson. The goal for Solomon as well. DJ's second goal, or DJ's goal, and then you're talking Mateo Joseph's goal as well. It was just brilliant all-round play. It was just a proper team effort yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Dillo hit the nail on the head. A couple of videos ago, it might be the last video, I think the intensity was actually there because against Burnley, I mean, Ampadu was so slow at the back. with the ball.
Yeah.
And I mean, I personally don't like having to do it at centre back anyway. Plus, I'm not going to be negative on this video today. But you know, the morale, I don't know, just the intensity of the play was just great. I mean, we looked dangerous every time we went forward, and I don't think that's an exaggeration at all. I felt like we could score at any opportunity yesterday. I kind of was thinking in my head, what was the Cardiff City manager thinking? Tactically yesterday? I mean, it was suicide really against us. I thought if I was an opposition manager, I would have been like, right, lads, let's just go low block. Let's just try and contain them. First half, if we go 0-0, that's fine. We're in the game. But they played right into our hands. I thought the amount of space there was on that pitch was unbelievable. I had a question for you boys. Like, do you think 7-0? Do you think we still got more gears to go through? I know that sounds daft, but for me, I felt like we could go. Don't get me wrong, it was brilliant yesterday, but I feel like we could have gone through the gears just a little.
That's what like, I was kind of like touching on with you, Jamie. Like, it felt like it could have been more, and it's mad saying that, isn't it? Because, and I think it was Leeds' brilliance as well, but probably Cardiff being a little bit naive as well, like the way they set up as well. Like, they weren't, for the team that's been down there, they very much came to Elland Road as a team that was unbeaten in 8 and probably fearless and probably a little bit naive, in my opinion, the way. Probably showed Leeds a lack of respect, to be honest with you, the way that they came out to try and play football against us, the way that they did, very, very open. And like what you said, then when it went 4-0, they still continued to play the exact same way, like wide open, gaps in between the middle. They were really, really poor side. They didn't look like a side that were undefeated in 8, did they? I know they're down there at the bottom end of the table, but yeah, they were very, very poor for me. And you know what? They do have some decent players in there, like the Bowdowda, Callum Robinson's a decent player there as well. Like, there isn't bad players in that team, but my God, they were poor yesterday, like a really, really bad side. And that's 9 goals we've scored against them this season and conceded none. And it's just, yeah, it's brilliant to see. And Elland Road, have a stat here saved up from Johnny Cooper that I seen on Twitter earlier on. And this is just mind-boggling, Jamie, if you can have a look at this. So from Johnny Cooper on Twitter, so since Leeds lost 1-0 to Burnley on the 14th of September, our home record is 14 games, 13 wins, 11 clean sheets, 38 goals scored, only 3 conceded, and we haven't been losing at all. Like, when you put it like that, Jamie, like,
lads,
it's absolutely
that was a Man City stat.
Yeah. Like,
we do
unbelievable. And I think like now this rhetoric of like Daniel Farke like is like his football is boring. Like, I just think it has to be banned at this stage, because that was just unbelievable yesterday. That was far from boring. We know at times, like, yeah, it's risk averse and stuff like that, but that's against the better side. Yesterday, the handbrake was really let off, and they just, yeah.
I think that's what it is though as well for me and you, Darren. You know, I'm kind of saying it for the last. Well, we've all been saying it. You know, when a game is dead in the water like that, and it's 0-0 or it's 1-0. And we're going to say, can we not play this quick tempo football? And I'm putting my hand up and being honest, when it came to the Burnley game, when I said about Ampadu, it was very slow. He was creating a very, you know, but now I can see why. So it does seem like a really good point. So, you know, people are all saying, I know it's never against Farke, by the way, but people are saying that. Look like, that's a serious win. That's a history maker right there. 7-0 against Cardiff. We can't pull away from it. So if now to the rest of the season we lose 1-0 against someone or anything like that, we just lose stupidly, like, it is going to happen. But pulling off for the lads to step it up like that, obviously, like, Burnley defensively, they're solid. And then look at the football that they're playing. You know, to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to watch that every week.
They drew again.
I'd be only delighted to see Leeds win 7-0. You know, like, I had a great time yesterday. Like, if I was at home watching it, I still would have had a great time. But for me, anyway, it's a bit of a heartfelt moment. I was a part of that. I was there for that. I was right behind the Leeds dugout as well, so I enjoyed every single bit of it, you know, from start to finish. The atmosphere was cracking as well. And tell you one thing, lads, them South Stand, they can sing. They have the whole place echoing. So yeah, I'm just chuffed with the win. We're gonna get promoted. And then obviously I want to touch on all this type of stuff here about the transfers and all. I know Joe B did put one up. Does this mean that we sign someone? Yeah, I'm still gonna say yeah. My mind won't change on that, because I feel injuries are still gonna be an issue throughout the season. Suspensions could be possibly, and then just genuinely lads that are jaded and tired. Look, Brendan Aronson wasn't tired yesterday, was he? To be fair, he was quality. Look, I genuinely think last season I wasn't going to say necessarily that we were this good of obviously winning 7-0, but we were still obviously on the verge of getting promoted. And I feel last January we didn't make that happen. We didn't get that over the line. So come the end of the year in May, at Wembley, they're all the things that me and Darren did talk about. If we had done this, if we had done that, all ifs and buts. It's no good. Now's the time for the ifs and buts. Just go out and sign what you need to sign, just for a bit of cover and a bit of depth, and let's get across this line. And then it'll feel a bit more holy in the Leeds United community.
I think when we touch on Emmett's comment there saying, lads, please can we chat about Archer? I think it's a bad move. 20 million obligation. We can score plenty, and that 20 million can be used in the summer for a higher profile attacker. And it's something probably, Jamie, look, we get your feelings on it as well, but it's something that I've been saying, and even over the last couple of videos, and I need the subscribers that have been in the chat. I actually think we're okay up top. We have players that can score goals like that. We know it's just about finishing them. We do create chances, don't we? But at times we do just lack that little bit of cutting edge in front of goal, don't we? And you see there yesterday when you start with the two wingers and Solomon and James, absolutely outstanding. And then they're bringing on the talent in Willie Lonto, which I really hope that goal yesterday really kind of propels him forward and gets him going again. Because if we can get Willie Lonto flying on all cylinders, you see Ramazani yesterday as well, brilliant when he came on, very, very unlucky not to score as well. Like, that's serious talent coming off the bench, isn't it? And then Joseph, delighted to get him one as well. And I'm not saying, like, Joseph, that's it now. He's going to kick on, scores loads of goals for the end of the season. But I do think it's probably the other end of the pitch, the centre-half position. That's probably my worry. Great to see Pascal strike. Come on. But all it takes is another, an injury to Rodon, or, God forbid, another injury to Ampadu. Look, it can happen because there's still a long way to go in the season. And look, I think the stats say it as well, like 41 plus goal difference that we have. We're scoring goals. We're free flowing scoring goals, like unbelievable. Yeah, I'd like a little bit more cover, probably the other end of the pitch, centre half. What would your feeling be? Because for me, the Archer one, I don't think it's necessary, and I agree with Emmett there. A 20 million obligation. If we're getting him on a loan, and he was going back fine, but an obligation for 20 million for me is a bit.
Yeah. Great comment from Emmett, actually, is right in what he's saying. I think it's just our obligation for me. 20 million.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a lot, isn't it?
Don't get me wrong. He would tear this division up. But if we're looking longer term, Premier League, not so sure how we would do it. 20 million is a lot of money. I know the 49ers bought a lot of money in over the summer, but we don't want to be just wasting it. We don't want to be coming of a Man U. It's just, for me, lads. I'll be honest. I'd like to see that French hologram at a goal. I just can't. I can't. Yeah. Again, I'm not going to be negative or anything, but I've always.
But this is what we're here to talk about, Jamie. Like that. Yeah. There is there's obviously so many positives, but the thing is about football, it doesn't matter even if you win 7-0. There's still negativity. There's still issues there, isn't there? That like what you said, like about Meslier. Like yesterday, I think he was only tested once, like he won't save. But I think that more so goes down to the brilliant defending that the lads in front of him, doesn't it?
That's the thing, yeah. I've heard people say, "Oh, you made a good save." I was like, "Yeah, but he's a keeper. That's his job. He's got to be doing that. He's got to be." But yeah, I'm not going to bang on about Meslier, but I mean that's something I would address, especially if we get promoted to the Premier League, which I'm confident we will. But I think I agree with the centre backs. I think the problem is with Pats, he's not really reliable. He'll pick up an injury here and there. If Rodon gets injured, then you can move Ampadu out there, and then perhaps Verba. But Verba, he's gone and made it competence.
Yeah, he has that injury, didn't he? Yeah.
There's a bit of a concern for me. Like I said, I don't think we need anyone at all. But if I was to maybe be greedy, maybe another centre back, because I think we've got 60 goals, lads, in 30 games. Is it 30 games now? Is it something like that?
Yeah, there was 16. Yeah, it is. Yeah, 16 left to go. Yeah, you're right, Jamie. Yeah, 30 games played. Yeah.
60 goals for, I mean, you can't argue for that.
Yeah, you can't be saying we need more goals.
You can't, no. Yeah. And I feel, as a Leeds fan, I think as fans, we just want the best for the club. So if we are going to put the money and sign these players, then obviously we'd be all for it. But I just don't see the need for us just to spend the money just for the sake of spending. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Probably agree with you, centre back maybe, but I'll be honest, lads. I've got my feet up tomorrow. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not fussed really.
Like I'd kind of be. I can't really flip flop on it now, so I'm gonna have to kind of stick with what I said. And I was saying it back in November time that when the January window comes, I just don't want us to leave anything to chance. And this is probably the fear going yesterday and winning 7-0 probably makes the 49ers think, well, geez, we actually don't need anyone. Sometimes that can put the blinkers on. Like I do think, like John Redmond says there, centre half is more important, and that's what I think so as well. Like it's not detrimental. It's not like the worst case scenario. I just would like to see a little bit of cover in there. I know there's a lot of people as well banging on, about a 10 as well. I do think we have players that can do that. We have our Solomons that we think is more than capable to play that number 10 position. Ramazani can definitely do a job. Nanto as well. We have abundance of talent up front. We're very, very heavyweight up to that top end of the pitch. It is just that other end, like what you said, like any sort of injury. I think back in the centre half position, I don't think we can rely on him because we've seen kind of this reoccurrence of this kind of knee injury every time he kind of plays or trains. It seems to blow up, and then he's missing for a couple of games as well, and missing out on training and stuff like that. So it's kind of that's where kind of my head is at. That it would be the typical, Leeds sort of look that the window slams shut in the third, and then after the Coventry game, one of our centre halves is injured, i.e. Road on or something like that. And I think that's probably the worst case scenario. But look, it is hard. We know this January window, you kind of need all the stars to align for someone as like what Fark says. And I do totally agree with him. You need someone with the quality, the mentality that's not going to upset this squad. Because look at top of the league, bringing any bad eggs into this. And then the money as well. To be paying stupidly over the odds to the top for players that aren't really playing football, Jamie.
You may even, you may spend all that money and you may not even be able to get on a pitch.
That's
may not be fit enough. So what are you going to? It's going to look stupid then, isn't it? Like it's Archer. I think I don't know if it's true or not, but someone said he had some problems with his groin.
Yeah.
That's why he wasn't involved in the Southampton squad. Whether that's true or not, but I think it's just a big risk, lads. To be honest, 20 million obligation. That's the thing for me. Like Emmett touched on earlier, that's the thing for me. That's sort of in my mind. It's a risk, but I don't know, lads. We can't really complain. I think the 7-0 maybe, like you said, I think that was a good point what you said, Darren, about 49ers may think, do we actually need anything new? Perhaps they might weigh against us though as well, because we're not going to win every week 7-0. It'd be easy, wouldn't it? It'd be great as a fan if that was the case. But I don't know, lads. We'll have to wait and see on this one.
Yeah, I agree with Darren there. With the statement of a 7-0 win, it's probably going to make the 49ers think, we're all right. Like, I don't want Leeds to go out and spend loads of money. That's for sure. I do want to keep it we will go up to the Premier League. But I'm not worried about the Premier League. I'm worried about now. And the only way to worry about now is to get us up there, to do the business now. I'm not necessarily saying that they need to go out and spend millions and millions. They could bring in a few youth prospects or, just even alone. But don't leave yourself short, because Darren's right. It's just a Leeds thing. The window will shut, and then say by 2 or 3 games later, someone crucial will get injured. And it's just not going to be it's not going to be good enough, if I'm being honest with you. So
it worry, doesn't
it does, yeah. Look, considering, like as I said, that 7-0 win. Look, every Leeds fan, as Darren said, there's always going to be negative and certain things that come with the 7-0 win. I just don't want us to fall short, and I want us to enjoy the 7-0 win, and I want us to enjoy come, May when we do get promoted. But then it's back to the hard work again and grinding. I'd rather be pushing on to more quality players. Like, it still baffles me, lads, that we had Rafinha in this team. Baffles me. This is a future Ballon d'Or winner, and he played for Leeds. So if the current recruiters, I don't know, it was Orta that done that, but that's the direction we should be going when we get to the Premier League. When we get to the Premier League. But for now, just get what you need to get you across that line. We don't have to spend stupid money. And to be fair, Fark is right. And I love the way he said that in his press conference. It needs to be based on the character. It needs to be based on, obviously, the price. And there was the other one, but I can't remember what it was, if I'm being honest with you.
Quality.
The quality, that's what it was. So, but like, even in that midfield, I feel like when the strike does come back and it's Road on a strike, and obviously Ampadu is going to be starting in that midfield. You could say if Tanaka was the one to play alongside him, if he got injured, he'd roll well. And that's good that you still have that kind of bit of spirit,
Michael there. That's a member.
Oh, Michael, thanks very much. Geez, that's great. Really,
Michael, thanks very much for becoming a member of the show. Jamie is as well. We did see that today. Jamie became a member of OnlyLeedsBros. So thanks very much for the support, lads. And yeah, you're official member of OnlyLeedsBros. Yeah, so you do get all the perks and stuff like that. And any money that's made or anything like that, lads, all goes back into improving the channel to bring you the best content that we can. So yeah, really appreciate that one, Michael. Bringing it back to the game, yes, Jamie, we kind of went on a tangent there about transfers and that. And the midfield that started yesterday in Rothwell and Tanaka, I'm very much of the feeling that's our best midfield, and I know it's mental saying that because Ampadu is a good player, and I do think there's a spot in the squad for Gruev as well. Would you agree that that's our best midfield pairing?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I could be biased here and say Ampadu in the midfield, but I mean you can't take Tanaka out in Rothwell. I mean Tanaka just makes the game look simple, doesn't he? It's like he's playing down the park with his friends, and just like it's like the older kid in school. He's playing with the kids younger than him, and he's just thinking. He just makes things look so easy. And Rothwell, every time he gets the ball, he just looks to drive forward with the ball and he looks to make things happen. And what I was really impressed with both from yesterday was they seemed to, when they were passing the ball, there was a lot of what's the word, zip on it. They zipped the ball into the players and there was movement off it. There was quick movement and the ball was quick. And they're just intelligent footballers, boys. They know what they're doing with the ball. They know where they want to put it. Tanaka, I mean, he was turning players inside out.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I just think it's great that we can sit here and just the embarrassment of riches we have. Like, even if one of them go into, Gruev comes in, Ampadu can go in there.
Yeah.
It's just like it's insane at this. And I sat here thinking before, do we really have the best squad in the league? But honestly, we really do.
We really
do. We do.
Really.
You do think it might be a deluded Leeds fan here, but honestly, non-do.
I think so, Jamie. Like you try and do it as a Leeds fan, don't you? Look as much as you can because we can definitely at times wear the Leeds goggles and the tinted glasses and that. But I just don't think there's any denying that we've definitely have the best squad in this league, 100%. And you see and you hear about so many times the opposition post match. They'll always turn around and say Leeds is by far the best side, like the quality in their squad and stuff like that. And it's genuine. Like when you hear Chris Wilder say it always comes across with a little bit of, smartness or arrogance about him. But Sheffield United, don't get me wrong, like they do have a great squad. But I just don't think it comes anywhere near the squad that we have. But yeah, just going back to Tanaka yesterday, Jamie, like to see him play like that in person, like on telly, obviously it's hard and you're watching games and you know as well from going to matches, you see it completely different, don't you? And he was just... It was even just the little things. There was times where he didn't even have to turn the ball. It was just a little feint of his body. And like what you said, sending players one way and he's gone the other. Like just the intelligence of him was absolutely outstanding. And what I was actually very surprised about, and I just sat and watched him for a couple of minutes. He actually tells people where to go. I kind of thought of him as one of them where, wouldn't really be kind of a much of a talker, kind of leader, kind of just plays his game, simple football. You could see every time the ball was moving, and even though he wasn't involved, he was pointing here, pointing there, he was shouting. He was vocal as well, and that's what I loved about him to see it as well. And they were all like that. Yes, they were all up on it, but you hit the nail on the head, Jamie, for me, and it's the word that I think I wrecked Dylan's head when I say, and I always talk about tempo. Tempo in the game, I think, is absolutely massive. And I think when this Leeds team play with high tempo, there's no one that can touch us in this division. And yesterday we done that. We moved the ball so quick yesterday. Like we said, there was just so much zip on it. It was just, it was outstanding. And I think against Burnley, it was the complete opposite. There was just no tempo. It was slow. It was drab. And you can just tell when we moved that ball a bit quicker. Yeah, we're outstanding.
But that's obviously the reason why we touched on it with Gruev, because I said Gruev should start, and I was more basing on the facts of because we hadn't seen him, and when he done his cameos, he done well when he came every time that he did. So I said I think this man deserves a start. Nothing to do with Rothwell or Tanaka. It was more just I'm this type of Leeds fan. I want every player that's on that bench being used, rotated, not constantly, but rotated. I want to see the full effect of this whole Leeds United squad. But he just didn't give that to us, but he did. And what I remember that was more a defensive setup because it was weird. It was he didn't start Firpo. He played Byram. Just when he started Byram as well. Byram doesn't, which by the way, I have to say, phenomenal every time that he does one or starts. Sorry, he missed a consistent, but he just doesn't give you that same wit and attack that Firpo does. He tries now, to be fair, but you just can't do it as such. But defensively solid. But then when Gruev
wasn't done well when he came on for Bow. I was surprised actually with you, Jamie, when we're seeing Byram warming up. I very much thought it was going to be fair to come off because obviously he has been injured.
Yeah.
Kind of thought he had his job done. Do you know what I mean? Didn't have to do anymore. And seeing Bogle coming off, it was actually great to see Bogle get a bit of a rest as well. Because again, I thought he was absolutely brilliant again yesterday. He's just absolutely outstanding. But yeah, I thought Byram, he just looks a lot more natural out on the right hand side, doesn't he? Like the way he moves the ball, he's able to put it down the line. He's able to do his overlap when he's kind of on the left hand side. You can see he's very kind of one dimensional. He kind of has to come in on that right foot, doesn't he? But yeah, what a signing and what a player for Leeds United. And here's a question for you, Jamie.
Yeah.
If and when Leeds United do get promoted, would you give Byram a year contract?
That's a tough one for me. I think championship level. I think he's great. I don't want to be sort of sentimental with it. Listen, I love Byram, but I think we do need a bit of a squad overall. There's a different level of Premier League. I mean, not the Forest being Brighton 7-0, Brighton and much.
Yeah, who's saying that? Yeah.
That's just insane. For me, lads, I don't think I would give Byram another year, and that's probably maybe being harsh. But I just don't saying that. I mean, the contract probably wouldn't cost us that much anyway. He probably would like to stay for a year in the plan, and because he's Leeds homegrown, perhaps. But I just think we could probably possibly bring someone else in. I might be being harsh today because he has done great when he's come in. But personally, for me, I just think just because if it is a Premier League, I just think we just need a little bit better personally. But yeah. What about you boys? Do you think the same, or do you differ?
No, look, I think with me, Jamie, I think like when I think of Byram and like when going to the Premier League, I don't see him kind of playing football. But I think he'd be brilliant in the dressing room. I very much kind of, your Stuart Dallas, your Coopers, and it's obviously, look, it's totally down to him, whether he thinks I might have 1 year elsewhere. I just think with Byram coming back to Leeds, he probably thought to himself, this is kind of my last hurrah. I don't think he gets the leeway where any other manager might get with Fark. Fark obviously knows him, what he's been through, what his body can do, and his recovery sessions, we always hear that he just literally day after games, he's ice baths, and he just constantly just in ice baths trying to recover himself to get ready for the next game, and it's brilliant dedication to do that, because anyone that does ice baths know that they're not an easy thing to do. But I just think for me, like, he's someone that knows the club. He's been there. We remember like them bad days under Chilino. Like, he's seen some shite, but now he's also seen the best of Leeds United as well, and that's what I'm delighted from, because it was always that bit there that when we did kind of start, obviously coming back to the Leeds United that we knew under Bielsa, and there was all these brilliant players that we seen, go out the door, like Lewis Cook, Taylor's, even Moa. There was a player in there as well, and he was very much one of them players. Byram, when I left, I was like, imagine, someone like him around when Bielsa was. So to see him come back to Leeds and to perform the way that he has been performing, I think I would give him a year contract, but not to play football, if that makes sense, just to be in the dressing room. Yeah. And I would like to see if it is a thing where he probably does call a day at the end of the season, which I don't think he should, because there's definitely still a season or so left in him, 100%. But if even he could go into Farkas background staff, I'd hate to see him go. Do you know what I mean? I'd love to see him kind of still in and around the place and involved in it. So yeah, that's probably me just being, again, like what you said, sentiment FC, and I'm probably one of them fans where I find it hard to let players go when you're attached to them. And it was like that with your Elland, your Coopers, and your Dallas and stuff like that. But I suppose there's always going to come a time. But yeah, I think if we definitely need a starting left back. I definitely do think we need an upgrade on Firpo, 100%. But I just don't think it'd be any harm, like, them FA Cup games. I think Byram will come in and do a job for you. But yeah, it's my kind of feel. What would you say, though?
Yeah, with Byram, for me, I have to agree with Darren, because I think it's the same even now with Gilavogi, lads. He's not playing at all. But he's great around the dressing room, and I've seen that. As I said, I did sit behind the dugout, so straight off the bat when Nanto scored his goal, Gilavogi was gone, and you could see he's like Nanto's his little brother and he's the mentor, And I think it was the same even with Elland. I was sad to see Elland go. I know he hadn't got it, but it's good to have around in the dressing room, just that bit of experience. And, especially with Byram, he knows the club so well. And I will admit, Jamie, what you're saying is right. Someone a bit better. I have to agree, honestly. But I'm more or less, as I said, the way Gilavogi is. Just comes down for cameos when we're winning 7-0, you could say, to a certain degree. But I'd give him another year, if I'm being honest with you. I think he's deserved the right, considering the way that he's been playing. But look, it wouldn't be like a serious contract. As I said, it'd be just every year and let's see how you get on.
Even if it's like you'd have to pay him, but
yeah, of course. Lads, I think, lads, apart from all that, I think we kind of deserve it because whatever age I was when Byram was here, I was definitely only a young lad. And as I said in the previous videos, when I was going out with my friends on the pitch, they'd be all pretending to be their Ronaldos and their Torres. I was Byram. I made it my business to be Byram. And when he left, that broke my heart, at a young age. And now he's back. And this is my dream when we finish first, is to see Sam Byram lift that cup for Leeds, what he deserves from previous times. So yeah, for me, I'm a Byram lover, and I just think
you don't say, huh?
Yeah, I genuinely think he deserves it, and to say that he played with Leeds in the Premier League as well, considering he started here, and he's to a certain degree probably more than likely end his career here. So yeah, I think we kind of deserve that one.
Big up to Stephen Bourne for this, which is absolutely blowing me away, for your super chat, Stephen. Thanks very much for that, buddy. Lads, I really wanted to meet up for a point yesterday, but had to look after my mate Ray after his cancer battle. Yeah, you were telling us about that, buddy, and hopefully Ray is okay, pal, and hopefully all is good. So please get yourselves a couple of points. You're so good, Stephen. You didn't have to do that at all, buddy, but it was great seeing you yesterday. We'll definitely catch you at the next one with you and your son Cordy. Really, really nice lad, Stephen. Thanks very much for that, buddy, and yeah, hopefully Ray is okay, buddy. Give our regards to him, buddy. So yeah, big shout out to Ray from OnlyLeedsBros, and I'm sure everyone else will join in with us with that one. Dillo, you want else to ask, Jamie?
I'm actually shocked by that one there. Sorry from Stephen. I have a lump in my throat now, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, no, and 7-0, what a wait for him to be there at that game as well, Stephen. So yeah, sorry, I was just a bit disordered there. So yeah. I was going to say there was someone. Yeah, I did actually want to ask James something. I can't remember who it was. Sorry. Oh yeah, sorry, Stephen. My man, Joe Piroe. What did you think?
Wow. I mean, Piroe, again, he was probably one of my man of the he was one of my man of the matches yesterday. Piroe, I think. Again, it's hard, isn't it? I mean, you could probably. I think the thing of it now, Dan James was up there as well. But Piroe, I think that was easily one of his best games, and it's obviously easy to say that after a 7-0 win. But as he was playing with so much confidence. Yeah. His first touch everything was sticking to you. It was like Lewis feet yesterday. Everything was sticking to him. He was just giving it all nails. So, bringing Solomon into play and bringing the wingers into play, and I think he dragged the defenders out quite a lot. So they would follow him in, and then he would literally just give it off. And I was surprised that every time it worked. I mean, they had 2 cart horses at the back, didn't they, Cardiff? I mean, against them as well, they must have thought Ramazani coming on and Nando coming on. They must have thought there was one hell of a nightmare for them. But Piroe, I think he probably doesn't get a credit. He does go missing in some games, but he doesn't get a credit he deserves. He's a finisher, lads. He's a natural finisher. Put him in front of the goal, and 9 times out of 10 he's burning in the net. And for me, you just need that. You need that in the side. But yeah, so Dillo, he'd be happy that I'm agreeing with you on Piroe. He gets his flowers from you.
Just there, what John Redmond said. No Piroe, no party. Said it from the start, lads. I loving him. And to be honest with you, I think he should have scored a hat-trick. The one he kind of scuffed at the end. Well, sorry, at the end when he hit it, and it went wide. But I think he deserved a hat-trick. But I'm delighted to see Joseph, and I'm definitely delighted to see Nando after getting a goal. It's phenomenal. But Piroe's my man. Look, overall, I'm just buzzing, lads. 7-0, 7-0. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. 100%. I want to just read this super chat out before I give my one on Piroe. Sean Healy, thanks very much, pal. Don't be doing that, buddy. Super chat for all the hard work for the last while you've been doing in this channel. Loving the content, and love you, lads. Love you too, Sean, buddy. And I did hear you won the sign boot from Piroe. He didn't have it yesterday, but I know he's sorting out a post here. So yeah, Sean won a sign boot from Joe Piroe. So speaking on Joe Piroe, lads, yeah, like I said, I have to hold my hands up yesterday when obviously said I sat down with Mick and we were going through the team sheet, and the two of us just said, I can't believe he started Piroe again today. Surely after his last 3 performances, and I think probably most Leeds fans probably will agree that Piroe wasn't good and hasn't been good, and probably Joseph deserved to start yesterday. But maybe Fark just seen something in him and seen something in Cardiff that this is probably his opportunity, to actually score a couple of goals, and that's what he does. He had 2 yesterday, so that's 12 goals. 12 goals this season. Don't know if he got an assist yesterday, but that's a really, really good return. And you're possibly thinking he's very much on the line now of scoring 20 goals this season for us, Jamie, isn't he? It's just It's so good to see him. If he could just play with that confidence every week and just play like that, turning, getting the ball and moving it quick, like there's a player in there, isn't there?
That's the thing. I think, to be honest, I think like he's technically a good player. So I think the people say he needs to stay up front. I get it. He's a striker option, but when he drops, he's got a technical ability to pick the ball up and then to get us going again. So I think him actually dropping back does actually benefit us as well. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
all about scoring goals. You need to bring the defenders out so we can open spaces up for other players on the pitch. So what I'm trying to sort of say is, I think he can play a little bit deep. You know, he plays sort of a little bit not in behind the strike, so that doesn't work. But I think in and around the box, I think he does bring a lot to this team. And
agree. Yeah.
it's it just can't like I can't complain 7-0. You got to enjoy it, lads, because it's tight. I mean, there'll be some really tough weeks ahead if we do get the Prem.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question, Jamie, to you, like about Piroe. We obviously know there's a goal scorer in there. Do you think we need better for the Premier League? Can Piroe qualify for us?
I think he's an option. I think he's an option for us.
Yeah,
I'll put it like that. He definitely taken to the Prem with us, but I'd be concerned if he was the main striker, just because I think you need a bit more in the Prem. I think you need to be a bit of an all-round player sort of thing, like an Ollie Watkins kind of thing. I know it's a bit of an extreme comparison, but I think he's got the pace to go in behind, and he's got finishing ability. But I mean, if you can bring him on in the Premier League Pro, the last few minutes, again, I'm probably being too harsh on some of the players, but I just think it's just a golfing class, lads. Like,
yeah, there is, isn't there? There is. But then, like Jamie, look, I'm kind of thinking, like, I'm interested, kind of, to see him in the Premier League. And bear with me when I say this, and this is going to sound wild, but when you look at players like Chris Wood, like who would have thought he'd be doing what he's doing in the Premier League? And that's probably the only thing that I try and pull myself back to, that it's different. And even look at Willie Nanto in the Premier League, we got the best out of him in the Premier League as well, and not too much in the Championship. So sometimes that type of football, can suit players a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? And I'm praying and hoping that Piroe is one of them, is that type of player. And I do think if we do play to his strengths a lot more, and he does start trying to get in the box and on the end, the chances like he could be a real threat in the Premier League. And I know like that's wild, but I think it's one of them. And I agree with you, because I think a lot of people are kind of writing Piroe off already, going, no, we need something better than Piroe next season. And I don't disagree with that, but I wouldn't be saying, get Piroe gone, sell him. Because it could very easily happen what's happening to Chris Wood this season. Like you said, Ollie Watkins as well, when he came up from the Championship, he went to Villa, everyone was turning around. And when he went to Brentford that time, in the Premier League, everyone was turning around going, he's not going to do it in the Premier League, and he does do it. So sometimes it can suit players a little bit back onto the less kind of physical lead and the more kind of technical kind of side of the game can kind of improve players, can't they?
Yeah, true. I think it's a really good point. Yeah, I completely get where you're coming from. I mean, I wouldn't get rid of him at all. You can't get rid of a goal. He's just a goal. You pop up with a goal here and there. So I think it's a tough. It's loads of questions that need to be answered in the summer. Hopefully, for the Prem, it's going to be a tough summer. There's going to be a lot of player movement and stuff. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. What do you lads think about Coventry on Wednesday? What do you think on that one? Because I don't know.
I think, I'll jump into it real quick. I think it's definitely not going to be 7-0 again. Anyway, it's Frank Lampard, Jamie. It's Frank Lampard, and we know he hates Leeds, and I think he'll probably be doing everything possible this week to get them, to kind of rally the troops and kind of get them going against us during the week. Don't think it's going to be an easy place to go. Coventry as well. I think they're going to be, very hard to kind of beat, very hard to kind of set up. I think it's going to be a tough one, but again, I'll never ever back against this Leeds side. There's more than enough quality to win every single game. Even when we're playing Burnley, when we come up against Sheffield United at Bramble Lane, I'll always go for Leeds, and I'll always turn around and say there's more than enough quality. We should be winning games, and I'll say we'll win every game. Obviously, that's football, and that's never ever going to happen. We are going to slip up along the line somewhere, and that's why we love this game, because it's so unpredictable. But I think it's going to be a tough game against Coventry, but we've more than enough in the tank. I'm just happy it's not Tuesday. I'm happy we kind of have that little extra day to Wednesday. Then Millwall on the Cup on Saturday is a good chance then to kind of rotate the players again. Then players that haven't been getting minutes, like your Ramazani, your Josephs as well, to kind of get them on and a chance to progress in the FA Cup as well. And there's some big games coming up as well after that. Then we've got Sunderland, Sheffield United, West Brom. I think we've got Watford before that as well. So there's a lot of big games coming up for me, and I did say it before. the Cardiff game, I probably said these next 6 games I think are massive, absolutely massive in this league, and if we can kind of come through that unscathed, with a decent kind of points tally, there's no reason that we shouldn't be going on and winning this division 100%.
Yeah, sorry. Now for me, I genuinely think, because it's kind of a. Sorry, I'm trying to just think now what way I'm going to put this. No, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. Sorry.
Michael says here, Piroe's a finisher. I'd say he'd be class in the Premier League. I thought when we went up last time, Bamford, Elland, Click, Dallas, etc. would struggle, and that's probably it, Jamie, isn't it? Is that you never should really write anyone off, can you? Like you never know. And look what Arthur says here. Like Chris Wood with 18 goals in the Premier League is just, it's wild, isn't it? It's wild to think that. Like, it's just crazy.
You know what it is for me, lads? I think it's just because I've been scarred so much in the past. I just think it's just like, I think Dillo's rubbing off me a little bit. Leedsy feeling in my head. I get it. I completely get it. Like the players that Chris Wood, he was brilliant for us, wasn't he? But yeah, I mean, there's plenty to think about moving forward. I just want the best. I just want us to go out and sign the best players we possibly can. Really, that's the sort of thing of it. So,
I don't understand. Feels that I remember.
Sorry about that, lads. My head was just blank there. I'm going back to the Coventry thing when it came to Frank Lampard. 7-0, lads. 7-0 yesterday for Leeds, and I genuinely think the confidence, motivation should be there, based on what Fark does with his team, whether he goes defensively or attacking. I think the confidence is going to be there in each individual, considering, Stephen did say it there, nearly every player that was on the pitch got a goal. Firpo played quality, Bogle played quality. Every individual should be going in with the same mindset that they did against Cardiff. And I genuinely think it's definitely not going to be 7-0, but we're going to win and we're going to win well. That motivation is there. We keep saying this run, when is Leeds going to go on this run? If we don't go on a run now, I'm not necessarily we need to score 5 goals, or it could be like a 2-1. We definitely should be beating them. You know what I mean? That's the way that I'm going with it. But that's the foundation, of what our squad can do. And I think we can all agree we could have scored more. So now we need to approach it the same way it going into Coventry. And that's the way that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with there, Dylan. Like, Jamie, what way do you kind of see it going against Coventry? Kind of thinking a tough game, or the other side of it, that these players are just full of confidence?
Lampard will get him up. Obviously, Lampard will get him up for it. But the way I'm sort of seeing it is like, I think Dillo touched on it. Well, there was the way we played yesterday. I mean, that's got to send shivers down the spine in this division. Now we should be going down there and bullying them and thinking, right, we're Leeds United. We're coming here to win. And we will get win. I think we'll win comfortably. I think maybe the first 15, 20, maybe a bit uncomfortable for us. But after that, then I think when we get our foot all in the game, I think we can really push. I think it'll be a free. I think we might concede. I think it'll be a free one for me.
It kind of feels like yesterday, Jamie, that was, to me, I kind of got the feeling that it was very much like what we got last year when we went on that run of 13 unbeaten. I kind of got that same sort of feeling yesterday that this team has eventually hit full flow. And we always say this about Farke's side, and we've seen them, his 2 previous years under Norwich, they really, really, hit full tilt, after the Christmas period. Same thing with Leeds last year. Obviously, look, it's a little bit later on now, but I really feel like we're starting to hit, kind of full form. All players are up for it, full fitness. And I just like what you say. I'd never back against Leeds. I really think we could again. Like I'm saying, not being 7-0, but we could go out there and beat them, 3 or 4. Like, and that's the quality in this side, and could very, very easily happen. I'd like to see us go on a run now and really, kind of just stretch a lead and stretch ahead and kind of flex our muscles, because we definitely have it in us, don't we?
Yeah, just pick the points up. I think it doesn't matter how we get them at this stage. Just pick them up. Just keep winning and keep winning and keep winning. And I think we'll see the rewards at the end of the season, but I think it's crunch games now for us coming up.
Yeah.
I think this will really tell a lot about us. So I think if we can, but again, I fancy us against anyone at the moment, lads. I really do. Confidence is high, so we shouldn't fear anybody.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Lads, I think we'll leave it there for the match reaction. Dillo, and else to say before we wrap it up?
Thanks to everyone that, super chats, new members, Jamie, yourself for coming on as well. Really, really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
And then everyone that's in the chat, lads, you know, for me, it's I don't know, I'm lost for words. 7-0 and then just, you know, this wonderful Leeds United community. Yeah, just buzzing, absolutely loving this club and loving all you guys. So yeah, thanks to everyone, you know, with the views as well and commenting and sharing everything. You know, we can't do it without you guys. Yeah, basically that's where we're at. Yeah.
Yeah, lads, look, yeah, we echo what Dylan says as well. If you haven't seen it as well, we have a match day vlog up from yesterday as well. Good with a crack. So we were talking to Jamie there during the week, and he was kind of saying, yeah, he's just come across as like just two kind of genuine Leeds fans. We're not kind of big up on stats. I'm sure, Jamie, you're not the same as well. It's just you're going to go off, you meet like what's in the eye is what you say, and that's what we obviously want this channel to be. So again, yeah, to echo what Dylan says, thanks very much to everyone that's supported us so far. We're going to keep trying to grow the channel as best we can for you guys. We have a couple of interesting things coming up on LeedsBros over the next couple of weeks that we're just waiting to kind of finalise, and we'll obviously bring that to you as well. But that doesn't go out with the support of you guys, so it's been absolutely brilliant. Jamie, anything else to say before we sign off, buddy?
No, lads, just like I said, pleasure. Thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure speaking to you about Leeds. And like you said, I'm just a fan. No, like,
yeah, same.
I'll come on here and speak my feelings. I'm just a passionate, you know, Leeds fan. And just touching on, I know I've Stephen. I'm sorry about obviously Ray. Hopefully, speedy recovery, mate. Obviously, I don't know you personally, but I'll send all my best to you guys because obviously, cancer's it's been quite prevalent in my family over the years. So,
it's great.
All my best to you. But yeah, no, lads, you deserve everything to come with you because you know you work both hard and said it's it's a pleasure speaking to you both. So
cheers, thanks very much, Jamie. Pleasure to give you up time. Obviously, we met on Connor's One Leeds channel, and when I heard you speak, I was just like, said it Dylan straight after, like, we have to get him on our channel. Just genuine Leeds fan, no stuff, heart on his sleeve, and yeah, that's exactly what we want. Look, lads, we leave it there for the match reaction. We will be back tomorrow with a pre-record for the player ratings, which will be a good one. I'm sure there's a lot of high marks on that one. Yeah, probably not put him much on that. They're all getting 10.
Even Cardiff are getting 10.
So we will be back for that tomorrow, and then Tuesday then we will be back down for a match build up as well ahead of Coventry City, so we'll dive a little bit deeper into them and their performance, and we'll look at Frank Lampard since he's taken over there again. So yeah, lads, that's it from OnlyLeedsBros. Before you leave, please don't forget to smash the like on the video, hit subscribe to the channel, and we'll chat you all again soon. Have a good one.